Hello, and welcome to the GameDelusion. I'm Jordan.
I'm Tyson.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Ollie.
That went surprisingly well. Today, we are playing Alien Swarm and talking about DRM. And being banelings.
Yeah, rolling around generally.
Yeah.
Woot.
So, Oliver, what's your opinion on the Diablo 3 always online thing?
Yeah, it's DRM. It's DRM by any other name. That's what annoys me. It's the fact that they know that gamers hate DRM, but they're still trying to enforce DRM by just hiding it under, it's always going to be online.
Yeah, but what's wrong with
But
that?
what about StarCraft 1?
StarCraft was fine because there was an offline mode. Admittedly, it was crap, but there was still an offline mode.
Although, you do eventually have to assume that everyone has a reasonable internet connection.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it
don't
has
think
to
it matters so much anymore. Most serious gamers have internet.
There was
It's
always
not
going to be
really
a
a problem
point
for
where
them.
they just assumed everyone had the internet.
True, but what about those who don't? I mean, console game, do you see that's... Some people still don't. Some people still stick with old internet.
Well, we have the thing with sort of same thing with Xbox Live. You can have an Xbox without the internet, but it's not brilliant.
True, but some games should still be like that. Steam has the same features. It's not very good, but you still have the same.
Exactly.
You more
it's got-
just want the option there for the sake of having the option.
it if you're not online because it's not worth it.
I don't know. I'd kind of argue that this is probably the cut-off point now, where
Maybe.
basically everything's going to be online.
There aren't
Yeah.
exactly many serious gamers left who aren't, yeah, as I said, just going to be online all the time.
True. I mean, most gamers do now have to rely on the internet. I mean, Origin and Steam both require pretty much constant internet access.
While
Yeah.
we're on that subject, Origin.
No.
I don't mind Origin, but that's because there are ways of stopping it from being evil.
I'm not
Yeah,
into
but
Origin.
when you say there are ways of stopping it from being evil, I kind of suggest evil in the first place.
Well, if you read the instructions, it is effectively DRM, but you can block it from doing anything inside your computer. So,
How?
It's basically like they went, oh, Steam's doing pretty well. We'll give that a try.
Except
Yeah.
we'll force people to use it.
Yeah,
EA
it
is
didn't
like-
work out.
biggest gaming market though.
Yeah, but
EA is the biggest.
The biggest gaming market for shit games on the most part.
EA's not the best gaming market, though. It's just it's the biggest, but it's not the best.
I don't know. Some of it's
Whoops.
I have no need for constant FIFA games. Just gonna throw that on there. No need at all.
or Battlefield games, but Core, which is a very good game.
It is, but isn't that not on Origin?
No, you have to play that via Origin. You're forced to use.
No, I haven't got Origin.
No, you don't with Tor. I think Tor's like one of the few.
I thought that was like sort of a borderline thing.
Yeah,
that
Tor
came
is
in just-
standalone. Sorry, yeah, I'm thinking of Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 3 you have to play via Origin.
Well, Mass Effect 3 basically said they thought, okay, we'll put Origin out at the same time as Mass Effect 3 because that'll get us the most people in.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, Mass Effect's got a massive audience.
You could say it's
Also,
like a Mass
Christmas
Effect
hacks
with an
thing.
Yeah, no.
Nah. I still don't really see too much of a problem with it.
It's still it's more an annoyance more than anything, but maybe we are getting to a point where it's online, but it's still the fact that it's still DRM by any other name.
Well, as well, the intrusiveness of it is what puts me off. And on one hand, that's very, very bad. But on the other hand, can we really ever call ownership of our data anymore? Or are we at the stage where basically our data can just be got at?
I was gonna say it's
Freely.
already legal to look at data whilst it's in transmission. Like in the case of emails, you can look at emails while they're being transmitted. You just can't look at them while they're in inboxes.
Yeah. And Google products, you basically pay for them by giving them your personal information.
Yeah.
Stop that.
I will blast my way through this door. I have a minigun.
You just get a face full of bullet.
Yeah, well,
Yes, you are.
technically though, we've had games that are DRM for quite a while though already, and it's not really been a problem. For instance,
Actually,
MMOs.
kind
Ubisoft
of
is
has.
the problem.
If you look at the statistics of games with DRM, they actually have significantly higher more piracy than any other game.
Yeah, but then again, we can go into The Witcher 2. with that one.
The Witcher 2 was a bit of a fiasco with what gamers did with that.
It
Admittedly.
could also be, it's generally like related to what game it is, because certain games are always going to be like higher levels of piracy than other games anyway.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I suppose the real problem with DRM is it does treat honest customers though as a way of criminalising them as well, because you are forced to follow.
That's kind of the main argument against it, is that it screws over the people who didn't really need it brought against them, while the other people just get through it.
Yeah.
There's never going to be a case where there's a perfect DRM system.
True.
It will get better as well. Like the more often it's used, it'll get more to what people are expecting of it.
Well, everyone's arguing for the Steam style of DRM. Yeah, you can have it, but we'll try and be as unintrusive as possible.
Yeah.
I think most people love Steam. I mean, Gabe Newell's the most revolutionary things for gaming in a long time.
Well, it gives you something back in the crazy sales.
Yeah.
No fairness, you can't really be a PC gamer without Steam now. It's not really an option.
Well, unless you just stick with EA games, unless you are just an EA fanboy. Ha!
I don't know anyone. Those are two words which don't go together.
He made it funny.
Most people I know who like communicate, not, even if they're not playing games through Steam, communicating online is through Steam.
Yeah.
Just because it's simple.
I use Raptor, but even then that's compatible with Steam, so yeah.
Is it one of the things that it ties in?
Yep.
Ah, cool.
It links
Yeah.
like Facebook
It's just-
and stuff, doesn't it?
Yep, Facebook, MSN, basically any form of communication.
Well, Steam is the Facebook of gaming. It's reached that point.
Yeah.
Origin's trying to do that and it's still...
Origin's too late to the party. They'll never
Yeah,
take
it
away the
won't.
customers Steam had.
The only other one that can really face with it, and that's GOG, but even then GOG is nothing like Steam, because all it does is sell older games. But the good thing about that is it's constant.
Yeah. That's more of a niche market.
Very
rather
true.
than anything else.
GOG will survive, but yeah, because it has that niche market.
Yeah.
It doesn't intrude upon what Steam's doing.
That's very true.
Few people can actually like combat Steam now. Even though in most cases I find now you can get games cheaper if you go and buy physical games than what Steam's selling them for. But people aren't going to check that. Because
Amazon is going to be cheaper than Steam generally, except when
Yeah.
Steam has a sale on.
Yeah, that's
People
the thing.
like prefer the convenience of just instantly having the game though. You don't have to wait for delivery.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
You
look,
buy a game, then you
Any-
get it.
When you have a decent internet connection, I should mention.
Yes.
well, even then, even with a poor internet connection, sometimes it could be better than waiting for installs, because if you have a bad disk or a bad
Yeah.
install, it can take weeks to fix.
That's the thing. If a game is on Steam and you've bought it retail, you can still activate the key on Steam.
Yeah.
Except for second-hand games, but there's not very much PC second-hand gaming either.
That is really not a thing anymore. The only place doing it here, I believe, in the UK is CEX.
Yeah,
Well, there's the odd game and game station stores that are left around. The game doesn't really do it. Game
and-
station does.
Even when you go into CEX, half of the stuff they stock is DRM protected, and you can't even use it secondhand anyway.
Yeah.
Get on the lift.
I'm coming.
Just running around.
Wait,
Lols.
Just
Note
There we
which
go.
member has not played this game before.
is it the purple one?
Whoops, sorry, I thought that was the healing gun.
You're not,
Ah,
you're
no,
not
by the
purple.
hearing. No.
It was not the healing gun.
Well, there was need for the healing gun afterwards.
Anyway,
That wasn't me
Oh
for
dear.
once.
what do you guys think of MMOs?
We're not doing that now. Shush.
Aw. But I mean,
Spoiler alert.
So, what was everyone's opinions on the Ubisoft system?
The Ubisoft, I think, had to learn though, didn't they? I mean, if you look at Assassin's Creed 1, they had it, and Assassin's Creed 2 has it, I believe.
Assassin's Creed 1, to my knowledge, didn't, or at least my copy didn't.
Yeah.
Did
I
they
don't think
re-release
mine
it though
copied it.
without it?
Mine
I
was
got
one
mine
of the
for
later
second hand.
copies. Mine was a late copy, and I don't think it had it.
Yeah, I think they turned it off though for Assassin's Creed 1. I almost said Mass Effect 1, but that's not the wrong game. Yeah, but I think that we're learning though I think Ubisoft have learned that they can't treat every gamer as a criminal as they've learned with, because they've had to turn it off for some reason.
Yeah, I don't believe it's effective in its Creed 2 anymore.
Haven't they cancelled it for Assassin's Creed? I think they've
I'm
turned
not
it off
sure
for
exactly,
Assassin's Creed
but I know
2.
it's certainly there in a diminished capacity.
Yeah, it's either in a very diminished capacity or turned off, so even then they're having to turn it off for some reason, whether it's not gamers are reacting to it, or if it's just a business model that they've got.
That, you know, yeah, keep it up for the period which is most likely to be pirated in, and then turn it off. But even then, that's still screwing us over.
True, CD Projekt Red said that Witcher 2 would only have it for a week, and they were honest with that.
Yeah, I like the CD Projekt approach, but the figures that came about after it kind of proves that people take advantage.
Yeah,
True.
if you're going to really tell people how long it's going to be there for, they're just going to wait. It's just
Maybe,
going to be like,
maybe put it
okay,
on for an undisclosed amount of time.
as soon as that ends, I will continue pirating.
But Witcher 2 was still a very good game, despite its piracy figures.
Do that.
That was, well, its piracy figures are a result of it being a good game.
Yeah.
I'd say so. But is there a way to combat piracy, or is it just as things that companies are going to get rid of? I mean, what we forget is that it's not PC gamers aren't the only ones who pirate. I mean, you can get chip text boxes.
I'd say, like, the level the internet is developing and that there is no effective way to combat piracy anymore.
No.
Not really.
It's too vast to be able to manage it all at once.
Yeah, that is the disadvantage. Said there is no perfect technique. Oliver, click ready.
I'm ready.
Gah.
Well, nothing short of a direct intervention like SOPA.
Yeah, but you've seen what happens when
Don't mention those left movements in that order.
You know what happens when anyone tries to get in with gamers, though? It doesn't work. As soon as you try and change what gamers like, they kick off. We've seen that. Gamers always have been, and always probably will be, very strong to anything that they don't like. I mean, DRM, we've seen various companies having to change the rules on it.
Yeah, the way the current generation is, they will speak up, so stuff like that isn't going to get passed, because there's enough people in this generation who are willing to say what they think that stuff isn't going to happen.
Well, the thing with SOPA is that SOPA wasn't just a piracy thing, it was something entirely more sinister wrapped up as a piracy thing.
That's also true. But I think piracy is going to be one of those things that I think companies are going to have to get used to and try and find a way. Piracy a joke, because I forgot which company it is, but there's a company that made a game, and if you pirate it, they put a pirate hat on your character.
Or, you know, there's Rocksteady, which stopped Batman being able to glide.
Yeah. And I think one
the way
company
you
also...
beat piracy is by providing a better service than the pirate.
Yeah, that's one thing they have to do.
Very much.
Pirating is fiddly. It requires a bit of coding, a bit of working around, and it requires you to BitTorrent the thing for ages, from possibly unreliable peers and possibly getting viruses. If you provide a better service than that, which really, when you think about it, you should be doing anyway, why would the customer go to the pirate?
It's very true.
Most of the fear of piracy just comes from general fear of new media and previous forms of media not wanting to accept the fact that everything is switching to the internet now and there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah.
Well, the Motion Picture Association of America were mainly in on soap, and that's a good example of that.
Yeah.
So,
The fact that like less people are going to the cinemas, less people are buying DVDs and things, there's no need when you can now get it online. People don't do stuff like that.
so overall, we what'd you say? We like
I would say
SOPA when it gets better. Not SOPA, DRM.
DRM probably be acceptable when it becomes something that isn't invasive.
DRM's acceptable when it's invisible.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
it isn't in your face, it's when it becomes a part of the experience, like Steam has. DRM can't just be DRM, it has to be a service that
Yeah.
includes DRM.
Yeah.
I think that about wraps it up.
Yep, very much.
Right then. This has been the Game Delusion. Thank you for watching, and tune in next time for MMO debating shenanigans and more rolling around.
Always rolling.
Always rolling, forever rolling. Forever a roll.
We're cutting that joke out.
Why?
Because it was crap. Crap.
We'll see you